Good afternoon, crochet crew, and welcome to today's tutorial. We are going to be making some skull granny squares. These are perfect for Halloween, which is coming up soon, and I'm going to be turning these granny squares into a tote bag, which will be another tutorial coming up. But to start us off, I thought I would show you how I make these little skulls. So I'm using double knit yarn for this project, and I've got two different colors of grey, a silver grey and then a darker grey. Along with those, I'm using a 3.5mm hook. We'll need some scissors and a tapestry needle as well. So to start us off, we're going to start with a magic ring, and this is how I do the magic ring. I hold the tail end of the yarn between my thumb and pointer finger and wrap the yarn around with the working end going at the back, then holding that down with my ring finger. We'll then take our hook underneath the first loop and grab the second loop, and then grab the working end as well. Okay, so that will create your magic ring. From there, we're going to chain 4, so yarn over and through the loop 4 times. And then we need to do 6 treble crochets. So we wrap the yarn over our hook twice, we go into the ring, grab the yarn, then grab the yarn, pull through 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull through 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull through 2 loops. So we'll do that another 5 times. So wrap the yarn around your hook twice, go into the ring and grab your yarn. So you've got 4 loops on your hook. You grab your yarn, pull it through 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull it through 2 loops, grab your yarn and pull it through 2 loops. And we'll do that another 4 times and I'll be back. So including our chain 4 at the beginning, we should have now 7 treble crochets going across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, from here we're going to chain 6. So yarn over and pull through 6 times. And then another treble crochet, so wrap the yarn around twice, into the ring, grab the yarn, grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn and pull through 2. Okay, we're then going to chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, another treble, so we wrap the hook twice, into the ring, grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn, pull through 2. Okay, just tighten the little circle a little bit. We're then going to chain another 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 1 more treble to finish the row. Okay, we then tighten our circle, pull it very tight, so there is no gap in the middle there, and we're going to slip stitch into this 4th chain at the top here. Okay, and that is your first row. That is the start of your skull. Okay, we're then going to chain 1, and we are going to put a single crochet into that same stitch. Okay, we're then going to single crochet across the top here. So hook into your stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, grab your yarn, pull through 2 loops. And carry on doing that across the top here. We're then going to put 8 single crochets into this chain space here. So it's very simple. Hook into the space, grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, pull through 2 loops, and we'll do that 7 more times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're then going to slip stitch into this chain 4 space here. So grab your yarn and just pull it straight through your hoop there. Let's get some more yarn out. Okay, we are then going to create 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put 4 trebles into this chain 4 space. That's 4 trebles. We're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into the chain 4 space. Okay, and now in this final chain 6 space, we're going to put 9 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're then going to single crochet into this final treble over here and slip stitch into your first single crochet. Okay, you can then pull your yarn through and cut off the end. Okay, you grab your yarn, put your yarn through your skull from the back to the front, grab your yarn and pull through. So you're just pulling the end to the back. At this stage, I'm going to weave in the ends here, so I will be right back once I've got that done. So as you can see, we have created a skull. Okay, so now we're going to put the border on. So to put our border on, we're going to count in. Hold on. Firstly, we're going to grab our second colour, and we're going to create a slip knot on this end. Slip knot and pop that on your hook. Okay. Okay, so with your second colour on your hook, we're going to count in on the treble crochets on the top here. We're going to count from the left hand side, we're going to count in 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is the stitch we're going to start with, and you're going to pop your hook in and create a single crochet. Okay. Your next stitch is going to be a half double crochet. So we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook, pop it through the stitch to grab the yarn, pull it through, then you're going to grab your yarn and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, next stitch is a double crochet. So you wrap your yarn around your hook, you go into your stitch and grab your yarn, then you grab your yarn, pull through 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through 2 loops. Now in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and then 2 more double crochets, all in the same stitch, like so. There we go, and you've just created your first corner. Okay, your next stitch is going to be a double crochet, and then the next 4 stitches are going to be half double crochets. So yarn over the hook, through the stitch to grab the yarn, and then you pull the yarn through all 3 loops on your hook, and we'll do that 3 more times. So your next stitch is going to be a double crochet. Okay, now we're going to work on the next corner. So we're going to do a treble crochet. So wrap your hook twice, go into the stitch to grab the yarn, and then you grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn, pull through 2. Now in the same stitch, you're going to do another treble, 2 chains, and then 2 more trebles, like so. Okay, and you've just created your second corner. Okay, and in the last stitch before the jaw of your skull, we're going to put another treble crochet. Okay, across the jaw, we're going to skip the chain 3s on either side, and into each one of your trebles, you're going to put a single crochet. On the other side of the jaw, into this very first stitch down here, we're going to put a treble crochet. Into the next stitch, we're going to put the next corner. So we're going to do 2 trebles, 2 chains, and another 2 trebles, all in the same stitch. Okay, so you've created your next corner. Okay, your next stitch is going to be a double crochet, and then 4 half double crochets. Okay, next stitch is a double crochet, and in this next stitch we're going to put our last corner. So it's 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. Okay, your next stitch is a double crochet. Oops, there it goes. Then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet into your final stitch, and we're going to slip stitch into our first stitch of the row. Okay, so that is your first row around your skull. Okay, we're now going to do double crochets all the way around. So we'll chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we'll work double crochets, a double crochet in each of the stitches. When you get to your corners, you're going to work 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and then another 2 double crochets. I'm going to work this round, and I will come back to you after when I get to the last corner. So you've just finished the last corner, and I'm going to double crochet in each of the last stitches. And then I am going to slip stitch into my chain 3 at the top. Okay, we're going to pull our yarn through and snip off the end. Okay, so there you have a skull granny square. You could obviously make it bigger by going by making more rounds of double crochets around the top, but this is the size I'm going to stop at. So I'm just going to weave in the ends on here, and I will be right back. So there we have the finished square, ends woven in, which is unusual for me. Trust me, I would normally wait to the very end of a project to get that done. Speaking of projects, sorry, I bumped the camera there. Speaking of projects, I am going to turn these granny squares into a tote bag. So I'm going to make 20 of these granny squares and then 20 with the colours reversed to make 40 squares in total. So if you want to make a tote bag out of your granny squares, get yourself 40 granny squares. However you'd like, you can make them in multiple colours, you can make them in just these 2 colours without reversing them. However you would like, just make sure you've got 40 granny squares, and I will see you in the next project. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Please like, share, subscribe, all of the buttons. I love making these tutorials. I hope you enjoy watching them. Yeah, I would love it if you could share the love. So I will leave it at that for now. Come back for the tote bag tutorial, and in the meantime, happy crocheting.